What if your heart betrayed you, and no one was around to help? Every year, millions suffer heart attacks alone. No warning, no time, just one critical question. Would you know what to do in the first 5 minutes? Because those 5 minutes aren't just time. They're the difference between survival and silence. This isn't just medical advice, it's a battle plan for when every second counts and the only person who can save you is you. Step 1. The body's whisper. Decoding the first subtle warnings. The pressure wasn't sharp pain, just a strange, heavy weight beneath Richard's collarbone. He tried to ignore it, sipping coffee, eyes fixed on an old photo of his late wife. But fear stirred. The memory of missing warning signs before whispered in his mind, feeding his denial. The tightness evolved into an ache, crawling down his left arm. Nausea bubbled. His coffee now smelled foul. Though seated for half an hour, he was short of breath, as if he'd run upstairs. Fatigue swept over him, his body revolting, draining his strength. The words atypical symptoms rang in his head from a long-forgotten brochure. This wasn't Hollywood chest pain. It was a slow, crushing force. Jaw tension, pressure between his shoulder blades. A sense of doom settled in, undeniable and paralyzing. But then something broke. A shift from denial to terrifying clarity. He wasn't overreacting. His body was screaming. With trembling hands he stood, eyes on the phone across the room. He needed to call 911. And across town, 78-year-old Linda was facing the same terror, making a different choice. Step 2. The Lifeline, making the call that changes everything. Linda's heart attack began quietly, a nagging ache in her shoulder, followed by nausea and cold sweat. Alone, her instinct was to call her son. She hovered over his name, longing for his voice. It was comfort she craved, not help. But then a nurse's voice echoed from her past. "Call us first, Linda. Talk to family later." That memory jolted her into action. She switched to the emergency dialer. This wasn't just a ride, it was activating a mobile ER. Ambulances don't just transport, they treat. Cardiac monitors, defibrillators, IV meds, oxygen, all deployed instantly. The 12-lead ECG sent ahead gave hospital staff a head start before Linda even arrived. She made the right call. As her chest tightened and breath grew ragged, the sirens drew near. Relief mixed with fear, until the dispatcher's next question came. "Linda, is there anyone who told you not to take aspirin?" Step 3. The Clot Buster, chewing the pill that buys you time. Joe had already called 911. Calm but focused, he moved with intention, straight to his kitchen drawer. He found the plain white aspirin, 325 milligrams. He didn't swallow it. He chewed slowly, letting the bitterness flood his mouth. That choice mattered. Swallowing the pill delays its effect. Chewing breaks it down faster, allowing it to enter the bloodstream quickly, rushing to fight the clot strangling his heart. Every second counts. The aspirin didn't fix everything, but it slowed the damage. Nausea rose, but he remembered his doctor's warning. Better an upset stomach than a dying heart. Joe sat in his favorite chair. He'd done all he could. But then dizziness swept over him, and he realized the danger. He was sitting upright, unsupported. One feint, and he'd fall hard. Step 4. Strategic stillness, the position that protects your heart. Alice, 81, felt a crushing weight on her chest while making breakfast. Her first instinct? Finish cleaning, don't make a fuss. But her doctor's words pierced through. If it feels like your heart, stop, sit. She dropped the towel and eased into her recliner, feet flat, back supported, arms resting. This position let her breathe more easily, reducing her heart's demand for oxygen. Then dizziness hit. She couldn't stay upright. Carefully she slid to the carpet, lying on her left side, pillow under her head. It wasn't pretty, but it was safe. This position eased circulation and protected her airway. Stillness, she realized, wasn't weakness. It was her best weapon. As the world narrowed around her, another thought intruded, one she hadn't prepared for. The door was locked. Help was on the way. But could they even get in? Step 5. The open door, removing the final barrier to help Arthur, 78, had thought ahead. After calling 911 and chewing aspirin, he unlocked the deadbolt, then wedged a hardcover book in the doorway, just enough for paramedics to push through. A locked door could cost precious minutes. He wasn't going to risk it. He'd already given a neighbor a spare key and registered a lockbox code with local EMS. Thanks to that planning, the paramedics entered without breaking anything. No battering rams, no shouting, just calm, immediate care. An oxygen mask, vitals check, and a nod of respect from the lead medic. Arthur had done his part, but one question lingered as he was wheeled out. What else could his phone have done? Step 6. The digital advocate, turning your phone into a command center. Elena, 80, knew her heart rhythm was off, but when the crushing pressure and dizziness hit, she knew this wasn't just AFib, it was serious. She dialed 911, hit speakerphone, and braced herself. She passed out before finishing her address, but the dispatcher stayed on the line. When medics arrived, they found her phone locked, but they tapped emergency and accessed her medical ID. It revealed her name, age, condition, AFIB, and allergy to sulfur drugs. Crucial info that helped them avoid a fatal mistake. It also listed her emergency contact, who they called immediately. That one setup, done months ago, spoke for her when she couldn't. And it bought her time. Her story wasn't over. Her vitals were unstable. Her heart still raced. Panic was taking over. But one final tool remained. Step 7. The inner anchor, controlling the storm with your breath. Frank, 83, didn't panic when the crushing pain came. He planted himself in a chair, closed his eyes, and focused on breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. This wasn't just calming, it was life-saving. Slow breathing signals the nervous system to slow down. It reduces adrenaline, steadies the heart, and keeps panic from tipping into cardiac arrest. Frank had learned it long ago, on the battlefield. Back then it helped him survive fear under fire. Now it anchored him again. The pain was real, but his mind was clear. He didn't fight the storm, he breathed through it. Conclusion. A 5-minute plan for a lifetime of security. Frank's steady breath was his anchor. But his story, like those of Richard, Linda, Joe, Alice, Arthur, and Eleanor, is part of a greater truth. You are not powerless, not even in your most vulnerable moment. A heart attack often strikes without warning, in the quiet of an ordinary morning or the stillness of a lonely afternoon. There's no dramatic music, no flashing red lights, just your body whispering, then shouting for help. And in those first 5 minutes, your survival depends not on luck, but on preparation. These 7 steps are not separate bits of medical advice. They are a cohesive, strategic plan, a checklist written in the voices of people who made the right choices in the scariest moments of their lives. People just like you. It starts with awareness, the courage to recognize that what you're feeling might be serious. It continues with swift, clear-headed action, calling 911, not a loved one. It includes tools, aspirin within reach, a door unlocked, a phone set up to speak when you can't. And it finishes with something profoundly human, calm, found in the rhythm of your breath. Each of these actions is simple. None requires special training or expensive equipment. You don't need to be strong, young, or tech-savvy. You just need to take 5 minutes, right now, to prepare. Here's your challenge. Before the day ends, give yourself this gift. Locate your aspirin. Is it plain, uncoated, 325 milligrams. Is it in a place where you could reach it from bed? If not, move it. Keep it where your hands will go automatically. Set up your medical ID. Go to your smartphone's settings. Open health or emergency information. Add your name, age, medical conditions, allergies, and emergency contact. It takes 2 minutes, and it could save your life. Unlock your door. Practice walking to your front door from your bed or chair. Open it. Leave something like a book in the jam. Ask yourself, could help reach me quickly? Practice Frank's breathing. Sit down. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. Do it just once and feel the change in your body. It's not just calming, it's empowering. These are small actions, but together they form a shield, a plan that buys you time, steadies your mind, and opens the door, literally, for survival. Don't wait for a close call to take this seriously. Don't wait for a tragedy to realize how close you were to being prepared. Your life is worth 5 minutes. Your peace of mind is worth the effort. And when the time comes, if it ever does, you will not be frozen by fear. You will not be at the mercy of chance. You will move, you will act, you will survive. Because you won't just be waiting for help. You will be the help until help arrives.